Hello, good evening and welcome to All About Sport. I'm Louise O'Reilly. Joining me on the show tonight, I will be speaking to the organisers and competitors who are taking part in our up and coming fight night that's taking place in the Imperial Hotel here in Cavan Town on Easter Monday. That is the 1st of April. So Damien, you're probably the brains behind this.
About the brains.
This fight night, and we see the posters all around town for fight night on Easter Monday. So the 1st of April, that's coming up. Tell us a little bit about how this all came about and what made you decide to do something like this.
Basically, what happened was I was contacted by Cathal O'Grady from White Collar Boxing, excuse me, who actually run the event and trained the fighters back in January. So I had to think about it and sort of put the thinking cap on. Now, we did do two before. My brother actually was heavily involved in them, so gave it a bit of a break. So Cathal come back after Christmas and asked. I said, right, look, let me do some homework on it and see what we can do.
Yeah.
So I went back to him then and told him I'd do it if I could get the right charity on board, of course. Of course, it's all for charity, and that's the main thing. So after a bit of toing and froing and a lot of phone calls, we eventually got the right charity on board, and we're very happy to be raising funds for the Michaela Foundation. Michaela McCreevy, and it's very, I suppose people say, why not a local charity? Well, we did try a couple of local charities and a few weren't interested and it didn't appeal to them. So I suppose with the connection with GAA and the people around Cavan that are so close to the GAA would like to get involved and help out. So I suppose the biggest thing was the connection with the GAA. And
it's a great charity, and as you said before, they're trying to kind of raise some awareness for this charity, so it's great to kind of give them a helping hand. So of course we're all very excited for the big fight night. It has taken place, you have had fight nights before. What made you, in your mind, think I'm going to have a fight night, and thinking of the process of it? Who did you get involved, who did you take on board to help you with this?
Well, basically a crowd from County Meath called White Collar Boxing, which is owned by Cathal O'Grady. They're a very professionally run company. They're doing it throughout Ireland the last few years, and it's been very successful. And been very successful as well in helping raising funds which are much needed, especially for GAA clubs and for maybe some golf clubs as well that worked out. So basically I just put the thinking cap on, got in touch with a few friends. A lot of the GAA community I contacted, they helped out and said, yeah, look, we'll give it a shot, we'll start training. It's not like any other fundraiser. There's an awful lot of work in it, an awful lot of preparation, an awful lot of text messages, an awful lot of phone calls. So I got the numbers, thankfully, with the help of some of the guys here beside me, and they started training in early February. So they'll train right up until next Saturday week. And it's hard, starting off. You start off with the basics and how to box, the movement, the feet, but it's hard training. They'll tell you themselves, it's hard, and it's good as well. I've done it twice before myself.
I was going to say that. Are you actually involved?
I'm not
yourself?
involved in this one. No, I just don't have the time.
But you've got some. We've got some of the team in here.
Yeah, we've got some of the team, and there's only 2 full weeks left of training for them, but in that 2 weeks they'll learn an awful lot more as well than what they've learned the last 4 weeks, So we might just introduce some of our fighters here before us, and I know some of you have been in on the show before. So we've Owen Morrissey, and we've got Brenda Lynch, Fiona Corby and Lisa Gaffney. So Owen, we'll come to you first. And you're very well known here in All About Sport. You've been on the show before and you're very involved with the hurling in Cavan. So tell us, how did you get roped into this, or why did you say yes?
I suppose I was always looking for something maybe to do. I'm playing a bit of GAA in the local area at the moment, and trying to get involved in different things. And I was delighted Damien gave me a call, I suppose, to get involved in the fight night before. Last year when I just moved up to Cavan, I actually kind of trained for 1 or 2 weeks for the last one, but I couldn't take part in it. So I was really looking for hopefully try and get an opportunity to actually take part in one itself to come up. So I was delighted I got the call to.
Have you ever boxed before? Is this very new to you?
Not officially.
Not officially. After a night out.
You're hurling my hand maybe. No, never boxed before. Just got 1 or 2 span, I say, before with my own club and stuff at home, and we did 1 or 2 training sessions before, but never the likes of training we're doing at the moment. It's very good, it's very enjoyable.
Yeah.
You know.
Brilliant. And we'll come to you then, Brenda Lynch. So, Brenda, where are you from?
Ballyhays.
Ballyhays. You'll have all Ballyhays support in on the
Hopefully,
night.
yeah.
You'll round them up. So, you know, what made you say, yeah, I'll give this a go? Or
I suppose it's an opportunity to do something a little bit different, different sort of training. And I've been to a couple of the fight nights before. They've been really well run, and just a chance to do something different and have a bit of crack around it. And then I suppose the fact that it's for the Michaela Foundation would be, you know, a big kind of pull to want to do it for that.
we'll come back to you in a moment and you can fill us in a little bit more about that. And then Fiona Corby, who I know very well, and you're very well known around Cavan for your involvement with the Better Fit. But
yes.
Fiona, well, I can imagine why you were saying yes. You're like, yes, you're the yes woman.
Yeah, I had to learn to say no.
You've been like just, you know, gone fitness mad in the last year, as we know, and you're so into it. So what made you kind of decide, yeah, I'll give this a go?
I was thinking of doing something for a charity this year, and I'd been asked to as well, would I consider running for the marathon, and I just thought that the boxing would be handier training.
Yeah.
So
you thought.
So I thought until I got the first few thumps. But no, and as Brenda said there, the Michaela Foundation as well. It's a fabulous charity to raise money for, so
Yeah,
enjoying it
it's
all.
great. Yeah. And last but not least, Lisa Gaffney. Lisa, you're from
Mount Nugent.
Mount Nugent, so
Yeah.
you'll have the whole crew from there as well.
Hopefully they all come to support or whatever. But
So when you got approached to do this,
yeah, basically I had intended on doing a lot of charity work this year myself too, and then when the opportunity came up to do something, and like the girl said with the Michaela Foundation, I said just go for it. I suppose I didn't realise the intensity of the training. It's extremely hard, and we're black and blue along the way, but it'll be worth it hopefully at the end.
We have some footage of you all actually in training, and we're going to go to that in a moment. And then when we come back, we'll be able to chat a little bit more about the training involved. So have a little look at this.
She looks well there. That
Yeah,
doesn't
it
it?
does.
So we have to start it again though.
It's going to look good.
Feels like so long ago.
Yeah, that was on the side.
It's just,
Okay, so do we need to show that again, Brian, that video? We were going to talk about it, but is it gone? Sorry, we just have... Okay, sorry, so we were just going to... Damien, if you just talk us through here.
Yeah,
This
so
is where the training is.
Basically, they're training in the Cavan Boxing Gym, and I'd like to thank Brian McKeown for letting us use the gym. Very appreciative of that. As you can see there, Andy Murray's in the corner along with Kevin Comiskey from White Collar Boxing, and you can see some of the boxers in training there. This was only the second week, so they were just basically finding their feet, getting used to wearing the gloves, and getting used to the stance of a boxer. Obviously, everyone's a different weight and a different height, so it's hard, especially in the second week, to get them paired up. But at the moment they're going through their pairings, and I suppose every night is different because some people be tired and some people might be a bit fitter than others. But as you can see, they're all training away hard there. Some of them would be in the ring sparring, and then some would be out on the bags. This was only the second week, as I said, so they had no headgear on them here, and some of them would be missing gum shields as well. So basically,
easy. So was that like the be gentle?
Yeah, but this was like only an introduction for them, and getting used to throwing a jab and getting used to the moves. But basically now, as the weeks have progressed, you'll see them wearing their headgear and protecting themselves more, and they're actually, after coming on, leaps and bounds in such a short space of time. It's
obviously
great.
that's a huge importance with boxing, is obviously the headgear, and obviously to protect the gum shields and all that, because you wouldn't want any injuries
the good
along
thing
the way.
about white collar boxing is, it's very, as I said earlier, it's very professionally ran. On the night there'll be a referee in the ring, and it won't get out of hand, so there'll be no one going home on a stretcher or going out to have in general.
I've heard that here on All About Sport, so fingers crossed.
But basically, even nutrition as well, they've been told what to eat and what to drink, and to look after themselves during the 6 weeks, because the last thing you want to do is put in a big effort for 6 weeks and then go into the ring. And
Yeah. So as you said, everyone's at different fitness levels. I mean, how do you bring everyone up to the same fitness levels? I mean, what's the, and you maybe can start a bit about that. You know, when you first went to your first night's training, were you straight with a pair of gloves on, or were you running, or like getting your fitness level up, or was that something you had to work on by yourself?
Yeah, I suppose like the first night we came along was kind of just an introduction session, as Damon was saying earlier on, and we just got the, you know, light sparring and kind of light kind of, you know, reaction stuff and kind of a heavy warm up at the start. But the training's great because with a lot of the training he's doing, it's very much like what you're going to be doing in the night. So he's putting us through like 1.5 rounds, you know, running around the ring, or 1.5 rounds of doing span sessions, or doing on the bag. So everything that you're doing is building up to the actual night. Because we have such a short period of time, it's only 1.5 during the training sessions when we're doing things. So it's really sharp, intense training. So I find it very beneficial. You know, number one for the charity, which is most important, but as well, it's great for your fitness as well.
Yeah.
Kind of off the ground.
It's a great opportunity to try something like
Different,
that. You know, when are you ever going to get an opportunity to
Yeah.
get in a ring? And I suppose the adrenaline on the night will really push you all that bit further as well. Brenda, tell us a little bit about the charity. It's obviously the Michaela Foundation.
Yeah, I suppose the foundation is probably only in its infancy, and the whole idea, I suppose, with us taking on them as our charity, is probably to get, you know, more media coverage for them. The whole idea of the charity is to promote different things like the Irish language. It's all based, primarily focused on kind of younger girls, and it's all about maybe what Michaela enjoyed in life herself, sport, the Irish language, and what they do is they give scholarships to college students to get them started, and they keep a live blog. Live blog, and a kind of update on how they're getting on. So
that's brilliant. I suppose for any of our viewers, the Michaela Foundation, and I'm sure there's a website that people can, if they want to donate. Is there somewhere where they can
there is,
donate?
They can visit the MichaelaFoundation.com, and also there is certain other things you can buy on it as well to help the foundation out. The tickets are also on sale on the MichaelaFoundation.com. Yeah,
so there still is tickets available for the night. So if anyone's interested, and it's for a really good cause. So tickets are available from Multisound, or
they're actually available from the Imperial Bar and from the boxers themselves, or as I said, online as well.
Online.
But obviously it's for charity, so we won't be turning anyone away on the night.
No, so on the night, so you can pay on the door as well.
Exactly.
And I'm sure, I mean, everyone's familiar with Mickey Hart. Fiona, he was down the night of your kind of launch night, Mickey Hart, and obviously Michaela's husband, John. How was that, actually meeting him? And
they were both very nice and very appreciative of what we were doing, like, and giving up on our time to do the training and compete and take part, as well as raise money for the foundation. It was also very sad to know why they were there, you know, and what the foundation involved, as Michaela was, you know, and her life ended so soon. But they were lovely, and they stayed and they watched us training and encouraged us. And
it obviously really keeps them going. Like, this helps them get through every day, knowing that there's people all around the country, I suppose, trying things. But you know, it's great, and hopefully this can be something that can follow up every year. And it's lovely to be a part of it. You can always look back and say you've been a part of it. So, how's your training been going for you?
Yeah, really good. It's really tough. It is. It's probably the toughest training I've probably ever done.
Do you play any other sports or anything?
Camogie and football, but this is on a different level altogether. I suppose nothing can prepare you for getting a punch in the face.
Have you had many punches in the face?
A few. But given a few as well.
So it's different. It's actually because you've the big gloves, so people forget.
I think it's the initial thing of when you're in sparring with someone, you know, you nearly don't want to hit them, but then after maybe 2 weeks or so, then that goes out the window and, you know, you go at it. But no, it's good. It's very enjoyable, but it's a huge amount of fitness and intensity needed for it.
So like that, you all get to know each other really well. So then when you get to know each other, or you're only getting to know somebody, you're thinking, gosh, you have that in the back of your mind as well. And then Lisa, yourself, how is your training coming along? Have you played much sport yourself, or is this very new for you?
I would have swam a lot, so I would have thought the upper body strength would
help.
But no, I didn't really know too many people when I started doing it, but like literally, like we were just saying, it's like, hello, nice to meet you, and then punch them in the face. You know, so it's a very quick way of getting to know people. I'm a bit like Rainbow Bright these days. I'm black and blue and purple and orange and everything, but I suppose you remind yourself, like every time you mention the Michaela Foundation and the McCreevy and Hart families, then you kind of reiterate why you're doing it, and
Yeah.
it keeps you going. And then we are kind of building great momentum between the group, you know, and we're kind of getting to know each other and looking out for each other as well. So it's, you can feel the momentum building now. And
So then them evenings where you just really don't want to have to leave the comfort of your
Yeah.
lovely warm fire, and you have to go to train, and you just think what it's all about.
Exactly.
We have some photos here we're going to have a little look at, so we might just talk through them. I think these are from the night of your launch night as well, so we'll have a little look at them in a minute. So here's
That's on our left is Cathal O'Grady from White Collar Boxing, who owns White Collar Boxing, and that's a man who's well known around Cavan Town, Donald Keoghan, with the big
the giant. He's not using that in the night.
They're promotional gloves that White Collar Boxing use. So that's Donald on the right and Cathal on the left, and then there's a bit of I suppose advertising coverage in the
I'm
background.
surprised you didn't get Donal in here tonight.
It's hard enough to get him to train and let him go.
He's not here now, so we can talk about him. Is Donal getting a lot on?
He's getting on grand, you know, and so much respect for himself and for the Imperial. You know, he sponsors the event as well for us, and very appreciative of that. You know, it's just great. You know, everyone should try and give him as much support as they can.
Yeah.
That's just a group shot there that we took on the night. You can see Mickey Hart and John McCreevy are in that picture. So that's basically a rundown of all the boxers there. We've had a couple of withdrawals, a couple of injuries.
Oh, right.
So
I'm trying to spot faces, I know here. Is that one of the... Is that John Gurry or brother?
John.
Is it John boxing as well? He is, yeah.
And that's Mickey and John there going at it.
Okay. Oh, that's a really good shot.
Yeah, it's a good picture, alright, yeah.
And I see they're wearing the t-shirts. Will you be wearing them on the night?
Well, basically the guys that are fighting will be wearing a t-shirt on the night, which they have kindly got a sponsored logo and name to go on it. So very thankful for all their sponsors, and I'd like to thank them all very much.
Yeah.
That's Brenda on the right, as you know,
Brilliant.
and that's actually Ciara on the left. Ciara has had to pull out, unfortunately. She got an injury, so.
Brenda, you're looking good there. you're not afraid at all.
You're too happy, I think.
Why should I love come from me? I don't think I'll be smiling. So no bare fists fighting anyway. No.
No bare knuckle fight.
That's just Paul Smith on the right hand side, who owns Smith's Takeaway, and Jerry McPhillips on the left, who owns Cavan Plowing Centre on the Ballinar Road. So them boys are they've more to say than they should have. I'm looking forward to seeing them fighting. They're obviously not going to be fighting each other because they're too good of friends, and we don't want them falling out down
Couldn't
through
have
the years.
that.
No, we couldn't have that.
So at the minute,
That's Carol Crowley from Cavan Gales on the left and Kevin Downey from Drumlea on the right. So it's actually
that's a funny shot.
It's not a boxing stance.
That's Fiona on the left and Giselle with the gloves on. Giselle's a hairdresser down in Coothill.
I don't even recognise you, Fiona.
And this is just a group shot of them all.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
That's an excellent photo.
It's like the thriller.
So like that, yeah, and there's all the ladies as well. So is it even numbers?
Well, we will try and keep it even, but again, as I said,
32 boxers taking part.
32 fighters
Wow.
taking part. So there'll be 16 fights on the night. But basically, you know, you don't know what's going to happen between now and Easter Monday. You know, unfortunately, and you have to take into account people could and might get injured, and we hope that doesn't happen. And no one wants to get injured, obviously.
No.
But we'll see how to progress now over the rest of this week.
So again, you were saying as well, there's going to be 16 fights on the night, and you've the 32 boxers. So 3 rounds that's the maximum amount of rounds.
Yes, it is.
So you're kind of approximately 3 minutes per fight.
Yeah.
And just to let everyone know, the doors open at 7 and the show's kicking off at
8 p.m.
At 8 p.m.
Yeah.
So we were talking as well about obviously on the night. You haven't yet told any of these guys. You haven't got a clue who they're going to be fighting. So do they find that out on the night, Damien, or have you decided? Are you going to give them a bit of time
They
to?
will find out probably about an hour before. But no,
Oh.
at the moment, you see, there is nights when a lot of people can't come to training, and there'll be different people there on different nights. And we have a couple of Cavan footballers as well. Like they train on Wednesday night, so they probably won't be there tomorrow night. At the moment, it's just hard to pair them because everyone's not there at the same time.
Yeah.
But they will probably know by next Monday night who they're fighting. Yeah.
Great. And as you said,
Thanks for putting me on the spot there.
yeah, always a pleasure. But you know, obviously, you're going to. It's as you said. It depends on kind of their weight and their height.
Yeah,
so you'll have
yeah.
them kind of evenly matched as
Yeah,
best you can.
it's very important, like, you know, that their own body weight is near enough matching their opponent along with their height, because there's no point fighting someone who's maybe a foot or 2 foot taller than you, and you can't reach them to hit them, you know. So it's common sense, like, you know. So we're lucky enough in that sense that we have a lot of even weight matchups.
Yeah.
So it's good. Like, I remember we done it before, and nearly everybody was going to be fighting from middleweight up to heavyweight with no lightweights.
Okay.
You know, so it's important now that we have the proper matches and the proper build of people to help their opponent.
So then again, you had to choose a song for your night, and that was your song that you're going to come out to on the night. Have you all? Some of you have picture songs.
Yeah.
Lisa, have you pictures?
Yeah, I went with the script Hall of Fame. Just like the lyrics, and there's a good beat to it when you're coming out.
Yeah.
Even though I know on the night I probably won't hear a word of it. I'll be absolutely terrified, but it'll be a good crowd pleaser. I was going to go with kind of the more, you know, the kind of grittier ones, but for the crowd as well, you got to get something that they're all kind of going to get psyched up to.
It's something that you enjoy and gives you
exactly.
that good feeling when
something
you're heading out.
Yeah.
And as
exactly.
Damien said, you'll have the whole ice kind of coming up in your face as you go out, so it'll be great. And then obviously I'll be there with a microphone ready to crack as well. That's what you'll want on the night. How are you feeling? And Fiona, yeah, you had a thing going on Facebook. Asking for help.
Yeah, I had no idea what to pick, like, and I was looking at all the Rocky team tunes, and I was like, no, everyone's going to go with that. So actually, one of the lads, Declan, had picked Jean Paul Get Busy, and then the ladies in Better Fit made up a dance to it and performed it last week when we went into the dance aerobics class. So it was good fun. It's a really crowd pleaser as well. Kind of gets everybody, you know. Raise your spirits.
There's an idea, Fiona, the 32 boxers doing a dance together.
Oh yeah,
there's still time. Oh, and I should dance. Yeah. Obviously, you know, for boxing you have to be good movement on your feet, so you're obviously not too bad at all. And Brenda, what about yourself? Have you?
David Guetta, Titanium. Just like the lyrics of it.
Yeah.
So, and it's got a good beat to it, so hopefully it'll psych me up.
Good, yeah. Oh, and you still...
I'm still on the side. I don't know what to pick yet.
So if anyone's watching this now and you think you have a great song for Owen, then, you know, you can just let us know. Let them know on Facebook. I don't know, like, I will think of something for him.
Owen knows a song. He's a man of a lot of surprises.
Yeah.
He knows it.
Who do you think is going to have the most kind of show-stopping fight in the night? Who do you think will, or who do you think might surprise you the most?
I suppose the show-stopping fight, like, you know, because of the stature of man Donald Keoghan, who actually will be fighting Miles O'Reilly from the rugby club. That'll probably be the main fight of the night.
You just told us who he's fighting.
Oh yeah, well,
was that not meant to be a secret?
he knows that. So I'd say that would be, and then, you know, there's a lot of the girls that play for the same clubs. We might have to end up matching some of them. So the various people in the clubs will be around looking to see what's going on as well, and who's going to hit who and beat who up. But for anybody who's looking for information on the fight night and what's going on, the pictures of training, videos of training, anything to do with it, it's on Facebook, Easter Monday Fight Night.
Brilliant, yeah.
So.
Tell us about, obviously it's a fundraiser, you know, have you kind of got a figure that you would like to reach, or you just kind of get a bit of awareness and get people who are watching us, you know, you really need that extra push now towards the end. And
we do, yeah, like, obviously the key is to sell the tickets, so the guys as well are raising a lot of sponsorship, and they've had €100 sponsorship from, you know, local businesses that they've went to themselves, and, you know, they've put in so much work. You know, from the first week of training, you know, even to today, like last night we done a 2-hour session, 1 hour on the 3G and another hour in the boxing gym. You know, the commitment they've put in is just second to none. Like, it's absolutely brilliant. Yeah. So basically, to go back to what you said, they'll have sponsorship cards. They'll be asking people to sponsor them €5 per line, and then they will be selling tickets as well, which is the main thing. Yeah. So we hope to sell as many tickets as possible and to raise as much funds for the Michaela Foundation as possible. Obviously, when we do get the final figure, we can let you know, and it'll be in the paper and so on and so forth with the presentation. Check to John McCreevy. So we're looking forward to it. You know, it's a lot of work and it's a lot of effort. you know, the guys put in so much to it. It's just it's unbelievable, but we're going in the right direction, which is a good thing.
Well, it's great. You need people, I suppose, like yourself, Damien. You need somebody who's going to push these things and get the ball rolling. And I'm sure you're all delighted to be, you know, part of it as well. You know, Owen, what would you like to get from the night or in it, or what's your kind of hopes?
I just want to get knocked out. As long as I don't get knocked out, I'll be happy enough now. But
do you think you'll continue, Owen, to after this?
I was actually just talking to Phil today now about it, and I was thinking that, you know, maybe afterwards I might keep it going, maybe as a form of exercise, maybe once a week or something, or twice a week, because as we said before, it's extremely enjoyable, great discipline to learn, and you kind of, when you're baiting the head off someone, you kind of really get friendly with someone. You know? You kind of feel for them for hitting them.
So you find it goes by very quickly, like, you know, your hour of training.
Yeah. It's only 1.5 minutes, and you know, it probably is going to be intense tonight, but just get through it. It's only 5 minutes really, like in total, if the breaks in it. So
brilliant. And what about you, Brenda? What do you hope to kind of get out of the end night? Do you think you keep it up, or is Brian McKeown, has he spotted, has he asked you back?
No, not yet. Yeah, I know. I probably would like to keep it up in some sense. I don't know if I'd definitely go down the route of, you know, competitive boxing, but, you know, I do a wee bit of boxercise with Dutchie's gym. He's my sponsor for the night. But it's really enjoyable, but it's a different level of actually hitting somebody, but it is kind of funny how enjoyable it is to hit somebody.
Obviously, you know, females boxing is on the up now. I suppose Ciara's Smate and
Ciara's brilliant. We actually watched her the other night before, or last night before her own training.
She has been in helping you as well, has she?
Yeah, she's amazing. She's brilliant.
Yeah, so it'd probably give you something to work towards and think.
A long way to go before we
a long way to go. Yeah.
It's actually funny because when I was doing the initial ringing and phone calls and texts to see would people take part in it, like people were responding, oh, like you've got ladies taking part, huh? Yeah, ladies are taking part. Yeah. Alright, what will happen like if they get hit? Like, the same thing that happened to you, like, you know. It's just it's great to get everybody involved. You know, and ladies were selling tickets as well. So
really, that's what we're good for. Come on, Fiona, we'll go to you before I say anything else. It's all women in here tonight, so we'll just you're outnumbered. So apart from being good at selling tickets, Fiona, what else? How do you think you'll do on the night, or how are you hoping you'll get on?
Well, I'm hoping that I don't get knocked out in the first round, like, you know, that I can go the distance. I'd hope that I'll be able to last the distance. Like the girls were saying there, the training is good, and it's a great way to relieve if you're having a hard day. Someone has annoyed you, and you can just picture them punching back. And at one stage I was letting loose and kicking it at the same time. But no, it is really, really enjoyable, and I just hope that I can last the distance and
brilliant.
You know.
Well, best of luck, Fiona. And Lisa, what about yourself?
Yeah, well, obviously hope to raise a good amount of money for the Michaela Foundation and gain publicity for them down here, you know, in Cavan. Hope to not get knocked out, not make a show of myself, and that provide a good night's entertainment for everyone that did take the time out to go to the event and to buy the tickets and sponsor, and just have an enjoyable experience overall. Hopefully.
Oh, it's great. Well, look, I'm really looking forward to tonight, and I will meet you all there at the ringside, as they say, on the night. And thanks again for coming in to speak to us. I know you've been training an awful lot over the last 5 weeks, and you're rushing off to training now. We've been holding you back, which is are going to be straight out the door and off to training tonight. But I'd like to just thank you all for coming in. Damien, Owen, Brenda, Fiona and Lisa, and best of luck. And I'll see you then on Easter Monday. So that's it. Thank you very much. So I'd like to thank our guests for coming in tonight. I will be with them on Easter Monday night on the 1st of April, so make sure to tune into our show, and you'll get to see all the fights and also interviews. So that's it from All About Sport for this week, and I will be back again at the same time next week. And thank you very much for tuning in, and that's it from now. Goodbye from me, Louise O'Reilly.